on whether he expects those questions to be posed. Ranking member of the Intel Committee, Devin Nunes, live from Washington tonight. Congressman, you've spoken to the president. What can you reveal to us tonight, just hours before his meeting with the outgoing prime minister?
Thanks, Laura. And the president's been very concerned about what our allies in London and the UK have been doing all this time. And so one of the things we found out through the course of this investigation is that we actually believe that the British did inform the United States government at some point. We're trying to get our hands on that document. We haven't been able to get it. So imagine that if the Obama administration was notified about Steele's credibility and that wasn't actually turned over to the incoming Trump administration. So the president's aware of this. I believe he wants these questions answered. I'm not sure that he will bring them up with May because she's on her way out. But for sure, the UK intelligence services need to be posed these questions by our intelligence agencies.
And Congressman Nunes, what instead they're doing is they are saying, well, maybe we need to issue a contempt citation against the former White House counsel, Don McGahn. So now they're threatening that. So they're kind of trying to ratchet it up, are they not? Short of impeachment, to play this game. They're also
supposedly going to hold. Now they're talking about holding the Attorney General in contempt next week. So this never ends. I mean, these Russia hoaxers, they just won't go away, and that's why I think it shows that they're scared about what the Attorney General's doing. They're scared that there could be a grand jury convened in Connecticut.
Well, Congressman, I also want to raise this with you. Judicial Watch has got its hands on a number of emails between Peter Strzok and Lisa Page. Now, one chain is troubling. FBI General Counsel Jim Baker describes this conversation he had with Hillary Clinton's lawyer, David Kendall. And he then instructs FBI agents, and Page and Strzok are among them, to release investigative material to Kendall, quote, expeditiously before the election. Now, is this just a routine request, or, given the timing, something else going on here?
Well, that's interesting what your folks are looking at. What we're looking at is actually something very similar, but I think what should be more concerning, and that is that supposedly there were 4 meetings that took place between FBI investigators and the Clinton folks. Now, remember, every time an FBI investigator meets with someone, they're supposed to put together a 302, right? So that's one of these reports. What we are learning, we don't have it for sure, but what we understand is that there were 4 meetings with zero reports. Now, that would be an irregularity that I'm not sure we've ever seen something like that before.
Well, and Congressman Nunes, another issue we have to touch on is the Supreme Court determination on this citizenship question in the census. Now, this is a controversy that's been brewing for some time after the Washington Post revealed an alleged memo they say was behind the addition of the citizenship question to the census. The left is crazy about this. The Commerce Department and the DOJ says that it's false. Now, why is this even an issue in the first place?
You know, I have no idea why it's an issue, okay? The whole idea of a census is to actually get information about where people are from. You know, what's your origin? Where do you live? How much money do you make? A clear question that has been in some form on the census one way or another for many, many decades has been a question about whether or not you're a citizen. So I think for those of us who are policymakers here in Washington, wouldn't it be good to know whether or not somebody's a citizen or not a citizen that's living in your district?
Yeah, right, but Congressman, why are they throwing up all this dust? Like Wilbur Ross has had a political motive, or there's some guy who sent a memo that Wilbur Ross didn't even know the guy, apparently. I mean, it's too in the weeds for people, but I want to focus on this. Why do the Democrats not want us to know how many illegal immigrants are in the United States, or approximately?
Well, look, my guess is because they want to make sure that all of those people at some point or another count as a voter of some kind. So they count towards how many votes a state or a district gets. That can be my only guess. Plus, it's all about identity politics, right? I mean, they have no issues. I mean, if you watched any of the convention in San Francisco from the state party, it's scary stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Congressman, great segue. Thanks for being with us tonight. For coming up, 2020 Democratic candidates descended on San Fran to make their pitch to the far-left progressives that are now running their own party. Well, Frank Luntz is